Hi and welcome back to another video. So this one is going to be about the bathroom again, but slightly different because we want to go into the detail of how we planned the bathroom, some before pictures and how we transformed the space from what it was to what it is now. So yeah, I just wanted to talk through the design process and like where we started. So James is an architect, so he has Revit and does all the plans on there. So he did all the extension plans. So the whole reason for doing the bathroom really was a knock-on effect from downstairs. So because we've knocked out most of the walls down in the kitchen where all the drainage went from the bathroom upstairs, because that wall no longer exists, we've had to move the pipes and all the drainage. So that was the reason why we did the bathroom. Initially, we toyed with the idea of just doing a quick fix and just moving the pipework around and have a temporary fix, but in the long run we thought it's going to be better, let's just do all the messy work now and then it's over and done with, although it's quite painful living in it at the moment. But yeah, so that was the reason why we did the bathroom at that time. So we had to move the pipes from one side of the corner to another corner, so then they could be boxed in with the kitchen as well, because otherwise if we did leave the bathroom till last, we would have had to change all the walls and all the plastering downstairs. So yeah, it made sense for us to do the bathroom first. So we moved all the pipes around, moved the radiator, moved the window. So yeah, it was quite a lot of reconstruction and refiguring. So first of all, what we did, so the first process was to really get a list together of what we wanted in the new bathroom. So what we wanted, what we liked, what we didn't like about the current space. So for example, what we didn't like in the current space was the window was really, really small, and it was to the other side of the bathroom. So we want in the future to have a half glazed door in the bathroom. So now with the bigger window, it's going to get natural light into the landing, which was completely dark and had no natural light in it. So yeah, we wanted to move the window, so we knew we wanted more natural light in here. Other things that we wanted was a separate bath and a separate shower. Really wanted a freestanding bath. Then yeah, having the shower as well, so you didn't have to climb into the bath, is what we had before. What else did we want? We wanted more storage, because we just had two little tiny storage bits before and it didn't fit hardly anything in. And obviously a whole new visual look and identity, so something completely different to what we had before, and also rectifying problems that happened. Like, this 100-year-old house, so things had been bodged and layered on top of each other, so we just wanted to start fresh and yeah, put our stamp on it really. So that was the things that we wanted. And then there was more practical things, as right, the pipes need to go here, so the toilet needs to go here. So that was the configuration that we landed on. We were quite restricted in that sense, so it wasn't 10 options and we had to pick one. It was very set as in, we need the toilet in this corner, so where else does that play with the space? And I think the only thing really was just the sizes of the bath and the shower that we just had to tweak with the space. So yeah, that was the first things of what we wanted and that. And then also I like to do a little other questions I like to ask, what atmosphere do you want in here? So in this room we wanted it to be quite calm, warm tone, quite spa-like, and a bit like you were at a hotel, so that feeling. So that was how I want the atmosphere to be. I touched on lighting before, but yeah, what sort of lighting and mood do you want to create with the light? So I know I wanted a bigger window for natural lighting, but also when choosing the bulbs, I wanted a warmer tone. So you can kind of see on this video now, it's a bit of a warmer tone. Personally, I don't like blue light. Some people do, but I prefer a more warmer tone. I think it's softer. And yeah, I just prefer warmer tones in general. A cool blue tone is just not really what I like. especially in the bathroom as well, because when you do have the lights on, it's going to be the evening time, so you don't want a bright white light when you're relaxing in the bath. So yeah, definitely we've gone for a warmer tone light, and then we've also done, so we've got a ceiling light and we've got wall lights. So yeah, that was quite an important decision in the design process because we needed that for the electrician obviously, but yeah, the reason why I wanted set, and I wanted them on separate switches as well, so in the evening if you were in the bath and you just wanted a lower level of light, you could just have the wall lights on and turn the main light off. But yeah, vice versa, if you're having a shower and you need more light, you can have both on. So yeah, that was the reason for like the process behind the lighting and how we wanted it to feel in that way. What else? Yeah, and I think it's really important to like put down in the thing what is important to us in this bathroom, what isn't so important. So like what is the dream and what really can we achieve. And yeah, just trying to get a balance of that really, and compromises and stuff. But actually I think we've managed to get most things we wanted. So like the wall hung toilet, the what do you call it? The counter mounted sink with the wall taps, and then the bath as well. And then we've managed to get nooks as well, because that was one thing we're like, oh, because originally this nook here didn't exist. But by the time we ripped up all the plaster, it was like, well, we might as well just knock a hole out as well. So yeah, we've added some nooks in, which was just like a bit of an extra bonus really. But yeah, that's how we start the process of, that's how I like to start it anyway, it's just those questions, and really just starts the ball rolling. It almost creates like a bit of a brief then. So you've got something to base against and something to aim towards. So yeah, that's the first thing we did, was create a list, things that were important, the atmosphere that we wanted, the lighting, and yeah, just the general feel of the room that we were doing. So yeah, that's step one. And then step two, James brought up Revit, so it's a computer design program that he uses in work, and he was able to drop all the measurements in, just rough measurements at this stage, so like a standard bath, standard shower, standard toilet and so on. So he just dropped that in, and we kind of drew out a few examples, but there was one design that we landed on, so he kind of did that, and it's really easy with like the elevations, and we can see what sort of space we're playing with. And then that also enabled us to know the sizes of what we could fit. So that meant that we knew that we could only fit a 900 by 900 shower cubicle and a smaller bath. So yeah, that's a really good process of getting all the measurements into a 2-scale drawing. So yeah, that was step two. And then step 3 was when I came in. So yeah, just to start the design process really. And I'll see if I can get some screen recordings somewhere on the screen here, but I mostly do my design work on my iPad. So first of all what I do is So first of all what I do is bring up my Pinterest. So in there, in my profile, I've got loads of different pinned, what do you call them? Pin boards. Pinterest, pin boards. And they're all like different areas of the home and other stuff as well. But yeah, so I've got one labelled one bathroom, and then just typing in keywords to the search engine like Scandinavian kitchen, minimal kitchen, kitchen. So yeah, Scandinavian bathroom, modern bathroom, freestanding bath. And then I knew that I wanted a mounted sink and wall lights, so I'd type in like bathroom wall lights with sink, and just getting things and then like scrolling through and pinning ones that I liked, not necessarily like if they were all the right colours or oh yeah that's exactly what I wanted. There was just key things I wanted that I liked in those pictures, so I just pinned them. So I just got on a bit of a pinning spree at the start, and then I'll go back on the board once I've done that and just filter through then and just see which ones I'm really liking and then delete the ones that I'm not quite sure. And also you can see on my bathroom board, really, once I start scrolling through, the ones at the bottom are a bit of a different style. So they've got a bit of green, quite a lot of green in them, so there's like green tiles and everything and bits of green wall, because originally that was going to be the style. But yeah, you can kind of, it's quite nice to look on Pinterest boards and see how your style changes and how it adapts into the end process, really. So once you go further up the board, you can really see that actually that's kind of what we landed on, and yeah, you can really see the vision come to life. So yeah, that's what I do, get my Pinterest board sorted and everything, like materials, even like styling of bathrooms that I like and stuff like that. So my Pinterest board is done. And then I open up Keynotes on my iPad. So it's a bit like PowerPoint, but yeah, it's Keynotes. And I'll just create a document in there. And then on the first page, I'll just collate all my favourite images from Pinterest, drop them in, and then refine again to like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 room shots. And then I'll try and gather in some materials and textures that I want to add in. So yeah, that's what I do on the next slide down. And then from there, I will think about the textures and the materials that I want. Thinking, like looking into those pictures and be like, okay, this works because of that, and that works because of that. So I know that I really wanted this like nice textural wall, because everything's quite sleek and the bath's like matte white. We've got black accents in here. I knew I wanted like a bit of a warmer tone wall. So I did a bit of digging into that and got some more inspiration pictures for that. And then I also came across, on one of my inspiration pictures from Pinterest, was the rectangle tiles but laid vertically, and then them all in a line. So I got a little inspiration picture of that. So yeah, then from those images I managed to create a nice concept board of the whole vision and look and feel that I wanted in the room. So then from that process, we had a look into bathroom suites then. So I knew the style that I wanted. I knew that I wanted white toiletries, white goods, you could say. And then I wanted black hardware. I know the whole trend of like crystal doors in bathrooms like floating around, but because we use that down in the extension for the back doors, I kind of wanted to do it something a little bit different, and that's why we kind of ended up with the nice just single black frame for the shower cubicle, just to keep it like quite simple and Scandinavian up here, just a little bit different. So yeah, I just kind of typed into the internet like freestanding bath, I think I started with, or matte black bathroom hardware, and then I just kind of came across Victoria Plumbing. I've heard of it before because just through places, but also we ordered our radiators for the house from there. I've heard like mixed reviews, like some people I think on Instagram have been like, oh no, my delivery never turned up, or they've had major issues, but we had a really good experience with the radiators, so we just kind of stuck to that and played by it really, and picked the stuff that we liked. So it was a collection called Arazo, so it was really useful actually that it was all called that, so I knew that everything was going to match. I didn't want to end up getting a shower combination and then the taps didn't match that, so I wanted all the hardware to match. So we managed to find the collection. It was called Arazo, and yeah, from that I just typed in Arazo, and then I knew that we all the things that we needed. So then we got the measurements for that. So the key thing was like the bath measurement and the shower cubicle measurement. So then on my keynotes I would just like drag and drop all the images together just to make sure that I was happy with that. So I think initially I had the crystal door for the bath, for the shower cubicle, but all that together, but like you can see it all together then on one page. And then I thought then, like looking at it, was too busy, it was too much, so I then was able to switch out for the other one. And then getting stuff from other places as well, so I knew that I wanted a different sink. I didn't just want like a white one, I wanted. Sorry, it cut me off then, I didn't have any memory. So yeah, I knew that I wanted a different sink, so just like a different style sink that was a bit of a statement. So then from that, like when I put all my images in of the bathroom from Victoria Plumbing to all the basics, I then wanted to have a look into my statement pieces. So yeah, for the sink I just typed in terrazzo sink. I think first of all I came through to that Ticamond website, but delivery was like 6 months or something ridiculous, and obviously we didn't have that time scale, like we needed it now, we needed it like next week. So then I found it on Sklab. I think I mentioned this before, but yeah, managed to get it from there and then drag that into the presentation, drag the radiator rings, we already had that, and then yeah, just kind of managed to put the background of the paint that I wanted, so the paint effect, and yeah, it all kind of came together, and the mirror I already had, and then lights was the next thing. So once I had all of the furniture in, I then looked at lighting and like went back into my Pinterest board and saw what sort of style was going to fit. So I think I went more down the modern style more than the like rustic. So yeah, so we've gone for wall lights. They actually match quite well. So the wall lights I've got, I'm really into like the opal glass. I don't know, I just got to think about it at the moment, that I just feel like it creates a really nice even warm light rather than a clear bulb and a clear shade. And yeah, it's just the style that I wanted. So yeah, even dragged that into a thing, and I then started to like create elevations of just like little snippets of what I want little things to look like, and then I also do some sketches as well on the iPad, and just some elevations of what I think these little areas could look like. So yeah, that was the kind of like design process and how I wanted to like put things together and how I wanted to balance things. So like the materials was really key. So the tiles, I wanted them to be matte, and then the grout, we went for a brown grout, which is quite different, but yeah. Sorry, my dog's just barking. I don't know if you can hear that or not. So yeah, just putting all the materials together and seeing them on that one page is really is how I work really, and how I can see it visually, rather than just like things all over the place, like all in your browser tab, saving those images, putting it into a PowerPoint or a Keynote, and yeah, just getting them all those ideas together. And then once you like kind of look through my presentation, then you can kind of see the links and really just see that whole document of things to work to, and then you can just refer back to it, like when I was buying all the accessories and stuff. So yeah, that was what I do on the iPad and how I do the design process. Once I had picked all of the stuff, I then just got James to load it back into Revit of like the exact sizes, just to like check on the dimensions and the measurements between stuff and make sure it's all okay. The next thing I would advise is to just contact your plumber and just get him to double check everything. So all of the different fixtures, because like I have no idea about that. Like this is how I want it to look. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know what the deal is. So yeah, that was a really useful thing of getting him to check the orders, although a few things were still a little bit wrong. But yeah, getting him to check the things before you order them, and then you know like what's achievable and what's not. So yeah, then we ordered it and it arrived, and then we got the plumber in. He came in different stages, but there was a couple of things where actually once you unboxed them and looked into them, they were the wrong things, so we had to get next day delivery and stuff. But yeah, I think that was quite a key thing in the process, and quite good that we had that and we were able to ask for some advice. So yeah, that was the design process and how we did it. Hopefully sharing the screen of like some recordings of how I did that on Keynotes and Pinterest would be quite useful. Yeah, I'm just going to pop in a few before pictures and how we transform the space. But yeah, it was a complete like rip everything out and start again. But I just wanted to like do a whole thing about the design process, and this is what it's going to be like for the bathroom, but I'd like to do another one for the kitchen.